Is the Chad Factor. I'm doing another YouTube video here today, and I have with me a special guest, uh, Miss Christie. How you doing today, Miss Christie?
I'm fine, Chad. Thank you. How are you?
Doing very, very well. Just started working, started pulling, and just trying to survive day to day. School and doing school, so doing everything in one time. But we're here to talk about it and talk about a story you want to share with us. And I would like you to start off by what's going on in Charlotte, North Carolina, that the mainstream fake media is not talking about.
Right. Thank you for the platform, first of all. Uh, on May 19th of this year, 2017, I had the most devastating news as a parent. My 23-year-old son called and stated that the FBI was looking for him to charge him with RICO indictment. And at the time, I did not know what RICO was. I've never heard of it, nor my son stated he does not know why he was involved with whatever RICO was. Later, I discovered on the news my son was classified as a blood gang member and part of a major conspiracy. Uh, the news represented all of them, and it was over 80 African American young men arrested on that date through a grand jury indictment. Uh, and the news represented them as barbarians, and it was classified as an 83 roundup of blood gang members. When I hear the term roundup, I think of cattle and cows, and I was very offended at the headlines on WSB TV. Uh, After talking with my son, he decided to turn himself in to prevent anything from becoming worse and to protect his life from forceful police officers or anyone who thought it was in their best interest to hurt or kill anyone who were labeled as a gang member. My son turned himself in and was listed as a blood gang member, as I stated, and he stated to me, and I quote, "Mom, I don't even know why I was arrested. I'm not a gang member. I saw the story on the news and was appalled at the language mostly reported by the WSOCTV Blake Hansen in Charlotte, North Carolina. Uh, they referred to almost 100, as I stated, over 80 African American young men as rapists and murderers. And I know my son is not a rapist nor a murderer. And why I cannot confirm or deny which are actually rapists and murderers as far as in that group, if any, I don't think it's ethical for the news to arrest and indict all of these young black men at once and put them under the same category. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty? But we're in a system where you're guilty until proven innocent. How can these young men get a fair trial when they're portrayed as murderers? In one headline, the blood members was indicted in, and I quote, massive roundup. They're not goats. They're not cattle. These are human beings. And Blake Hansen was there to confirm the initiation of all of these gang members initiating membership. Obviously, he was not. How does he know who was a gang member? My son stated he has never been a gang
Been a
member.
gang member,
He
right?
was, huh?
I said right. You're right.
Right. And he simply stated he was utilizing the studio in which were possibly some of the gang members who owned the studio so he can promote his music. But yet they classify him as a gang member. I can't believe that the media can get away with arresting almost 100 African American young men in 2017, most who cannot afford a decent attorney, call them rapists and murderers off the back, and no one from the African American community speak up. In fact, Chad, you're the first person who allowed me a platform to tell the story. Personally, I feel that we should be ranting and raving and making all kind of noise and advocating and fighting because these young black men who were arrested are connected to mommies and daddies and family members who love them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really saddened because they're almost threatening and intimidating my son. It appears they're trying to offer him a plea agreement with no sentencing. And they're saying you're looking at 20 years. 20 years for what?
For what?
If I was looking at 20 years, I would know what I did. Insanity.
So basically, the concept is that there was no due process for many of these young men, and the way the media was saying was round up, like you were saying, cattle, and that's what you were offended by, how they were presenting it without really a lot of evidence. Is that the biggest thing about the way they said it and the way it was titled?
Exactly. There's no respect for our people. And I don't think black America knows. I don't think America is aware. There is a war. We've heard the term war on poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a war with black America. When you're being rounded up and thrown into jail, and you don't know why, it sounds like they're trying to recreate slavery again.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's my son, who I carried 9 months, who I raised. That you're saying you're trying to steal his youth and steal his life by putting him in jail and threatening him to admit something that he stated he did not do, and said if you don't do it, you're looking at 20 years.
And then you said that the plea deal has no sentencing, has no fine, doesn't say what the plea deal is at all, correct?
Correct. The plea agreement clearly has a signature page because I got a copy of it. But when I contacted the attorney, I said, "Well, what's the sentencing you're offering? We don't have any sentencing. Why in the world would you offer a plea agreement to someone and not even let them know what kind of time they're looking at? Who would sign that?"
Mm-hmm.
And then basically what they're wanting are informants, compromising with the government. So, African American has been overpopulating the jail system for years. One of the books, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander,
mm-hmm.
I highly recommend anyone who hadn't read it to read it. But it's so true. They're just throwing our men in jail. And we need to fight this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a pretty good. I read that years ago. It does have many good points in it about the war on drugs and how that basically escalated the prison industrial complex and the prison system. But another thing about these people round when they say round up, do you think that there was anybody that did anything? Was there anybody that did it, or were they all? Or are they all innocent? Or all? I know your son is, but do you think there are any guilty people within that 80 people or no?
That person, whoever he may be, should be treated as an individual. I think that there needs to be, evidence, overwhelming evidence, beyond a reasonable doubt, before you just scoop folks up off the street. But see, I don't have the details. I actually reside in Atlanta. However, when I was speaking with my mother, she stated this sounds like the response to a couple in Charlotte that was murdered by allegedly a blood gang member. And the attorney general stated we're going to get all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So this sounds like these young men are being labeled and paying for the white couple that was murdered in North Carolina because they linked the story WSOC TV website.
Mm-hmm.
So they're paying for what a few did. Now, even if, some of these young folks maybe sold drugs or sold marijuana or something, they're treated as such.
And have due
But
process.
just because someone hangs with someone who's a blood gang member does not mean that they're involved in a conspiracy, okay, along the whole East Coast because they've arrested folks from New York all the way down to Florida. And, just because you're a blood gang member doesn't mean you're a criminal. And then they look at his rap music. Well, if you're going to arrest him and use rap music as an evidence to prevent his bond, because they didn't grant him bond, then you might as well arrest every other gangster rapper.
Exactly.
It's crazy. And I mean, what my call to action was, anyone who's listening, to call the council members and call the mayor. And if you got to go out there and protest, do that. They are stealing our sons, robbing their lives, and killing them.
Yeah, and that's something important. Like, just because they might be in an area or around that area does not mean they're involved in the crime. And people need to stop doing that. Just because you're around it or might hang around doesn't mean you are a part of it, or it might be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Something like that. But it doesn't mean that you are the one that's doing anything. And like I said, due process is important. We have due process for everybody, so it should include everybody. You can't just assume someone's guilty and just prosecute them or give them a plea deal. So.
And for those who do not know what due process is, it's basically having fair treatment in the judicial system. Okay? But how can you have fair treatment at a trial when there's preconceived notions in which the audience were hypnotized by the media, manipulating them, okay? By saying stuff like they're rapists and murderers. We're going to get all the blood gang members, and I know that if you have jurors are still human, if they're reading negative stereotypes of African American men day after day, they become programmed. It becomes their way of life. That's why they panic when you have a young boy coming out of a grocery store with Skittles and he gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you have a young man who's a hard-working family man who works in the school system gets shot in the head in front of his daughter and his wife, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because he has a weapon, but he had a license to carry. They panic when they see these negative stereotypes on the media. And also, if you go to the CDC.gov and you read about the high rates of HIV and the high rates of drug addiction, they always say African Americans are the highest. And they link it with their morality. So we're immoral beings according to white America.
Mm-hmm.
When I was reading the 83 blood gang members indicted, I'm looking at the news article, WCNC, and what it's saying, here's the fake news. In what is being, this is in Charlotte, and they have a picture of a young man, okay? So they're already attaching a man who's not even been proven guilty on the front page. And it says, and what is being called one of the largest indictments. So this is history. This is the largest indictment in North Carolina history. The largest indictment ever handed down in the Western District of North Carolina. 83 alleged members of the United Blood Nation gangs were charged with a slew of crimes Thursday. The alleged crimes include racketeering and murder. Oh my gosh. If I was a conservative white, I'd say, yeah. That goes with everything I've been reading all my life. Then I get picked to be a juror. You're guilty just because of the stereotypes linked to you. That's why research is so important. It's so important for African Americans to do their own diligent research and present their research findings on government websites like the CDC.gov so that we can be represented fairly. How can you have a fair rendering, or deliberation at a trial when due process has been squashed and killed because of the stereotypes that was embedded in the mind of the jurors and of the judge? It's not a fair system. So what am I to do about this situation? That's a rhetorical question for me. My son is in jail. He hardly knows why he's in jail. I'm not saying he's an angel, but he's not a murderer, nor is he a rapist. 20 years, he don't know why he's in jail, and he's been there since May. His grandfather, who he knew as his father, is in hospice. My father is dying, okay? And he's not even able to go see him because he's in jail.
Extremely sad and very, very sad situation.
Yeah. And then, grand jury indictment. So we hear the term, well, they've been indictments, so they must be guilty. One New York attorney stated, you can indict a ham sandwich. Have you ever heard of that term?
No, I have not. Please explain.
You can indict a ham sandwich because you do not need the defense present to indict. All you need is prosecutors and say, hey, this guy knows them too. Guilty, let's indict him.
Let's indict him.
It's very easy to indict, and it's also a closed session. It's not public. It's not transparent. The whole process is not transparent. So that's an unethical glitch, and that's the lack of better term, in the judicial system. Grand indictment should be public, transparent. We should know who the jurors are, and the defense should be present. But that's just not the case. There's a strong link with this. Yeah, right. There's a strong link between discrimination and grand jury indictment.
And
You indicted.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Right. And see, African Americans, we have been the vehicle to pour into the system because it's money driven. And then you have this Jeff Sessions guy, who's the Attorney General, okay? Who see, when Obama left, that was the first time in history that the African Americans, there were fewer felons left in the prison system because there were too many of them who had these overwhelming sentences that did not fit the crime. So he released them. And then after he left, more were released. And then Judge Sessions, he's coming in with his super conservative self, stating we're putting them back in. So all of that plays a role in this 83 roundup, as they put it, and I don't like saying that, of these young black men. They're throwing everything in.
Yeah, and also prosecutors shouldn't have the most power because it seemed like that many times in the court system, prosecutors hold a lot of power in the courtroom. It should be balanced with the defense, the prosecutor, honestly, the judge should have the most power, but the prosecutor shouldn't have so much significant power over the defense or certain aspects of the courtroom.
Exactly. And I'm trying to ask myself, why do they have so much power? Why do the prosecutors have so much power where they can go into a grand jury, indict whoever they want without defense present, without giving the alleged offenders an opportunity to speak? It's all hidden. See, America is going to do what they want to do. And then they throw in, here's what's interesting. They throw in the MS-13 gang members in another roundup, which is mostly Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they try to say, I don't know if you remember Alan Hernandez.
Alan Hernandez, that's the Patriots tight end.
Right, that was right. He right, exactly. He was in jail. They're saying he was a blood gang member. So they're throwing all of every other situation in on these young men. And I'm so angry. I'm so angry at the hypocrisy of America and what they're doing to the African American men. You know, we see it on TV, but when it hits home, it's like, wow, this, it wakes you up. But I already identified this social dilemma, but it's just enough is enough. And I had a parent call me crying, stating her son was at work and they came and picked him up and brought him to jail. She said he never sold a drug a day in his life. Picking him up at work in South Carolina. So that's the day we're living in. You could, according to Alexander, 1 in 3 African American will experience prison. We're talking about more people in prison than in college. And then you're going to have these predominant white states that say, oh, well, marijuana is legal. But you got these folks, the black people with marijuana in the black states, and they and they arrest them, and then they slam them with a felony, and now they're taking away their citizen rights. They can't vote, they can't get food stamps, they can't, So now they're belittled and demoted in society, a subclass. So you're almost forced to live a life of crime because you don't have access to housing. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't pass the background check, they won't give you an apartment. You don't have access to food because they don't want to give you food stamps. You can't vote and get properly represented. So they're saying we don't even look at you as a citizen. In my opinion, I don't think white America looks at us as humans. I had to fight a case one time, for myself, representing myself, and I had to let the judge know before we proceed. I have to let you know I'm African American and I'm human.
You had to say that?
I bleed red. And when someone passed away, I get sad. I had to be that sarcastic.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. I won the case. But I had to go that primitive, on that level before y'all play the racist card. I have to let you know I'm human. It's a shame, this country. My son does not have a felony. So how do you go? He has some misdemeanors. How do you go from having misdemeanors to having 20 years and you don't know why you're in jail? You understand?
I understand.
And one of the things they charged him was possession of marijuana. It wasn't no trafficking or anything like that. A possession of a bag of marijuana. They're using anything.
Yeah, I mean, just because he did that constitutes a 20-year sentence. Just because he might have been involved in their basing off a misdemeanor of. And let's talk about the whole marijuana thing. I think the reason why a lot of states, including southern states, don't want to pass the marijuana law is not so much just the race or prison issue. It's pharmaceuticals. It's that if marijuana is legalized, you can use it freely, and you would replace it with medicine, and the state would boom. But they still want people to suffer. They still want people to take other medicine that can actually kill you if you overdose it. So that's what.
You are so right.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's up to us to get politically active, so all the southern states can legalize marijuana. I think Georgia can be the first. We had a candidate named Derek Grayson that wanted to legalize marijuana. He didn't win, but if he keeps going forward, I think he can win in the future. But yeah, but yes, I agree with you that shouldn't even be a crime. But keep going.
Right, right, right. And what's his name again? I'll look him up. See how I can support him.
Derek Grayson, and he is, and just to tell you, he is running in the. I don't know if he's gonna run this time, but he is a libertarian, and he did run in the Republican Party.
Mhm.
That's who he's running, but he is for legalization of marijuana, more homeschool, in the and ending the war on drugs.
Right. The war on drugs. Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
Because they increased the sentencing with crack as opposed to cocaine.
As cocaine.
And then they targeted the black communities. We've been, like I say, this is a war on black America. When you're killing blacks because they carry candy, because they put their hand on their gun and they have a license to carry, when you just kill them like that in front of their kids, I can't understand why we not out there, and we were out there, but we don't want to go to war, but we're in war. When you do that, when you kill our children, our sons are dying, our mothers are crying, our fathers are crying, our brothers and sisters are crying. They're killing us, and if they're killing us, they're taking them to prison and enslaving them. And then when they release them, they're still not free because they lose their rights as a citizen. So, I gotta pray and ask God, give me the right steps to take.
And just to add to your point, go ahead, Miss Christie.
Oh, I'm sorry. One of them is speaking, and I thank God for you allowing me the platform to share this story. The other one is having to get out there. If I got to do it like the old school, when I was coming up, I'm from New York. When I was coming up 125th Street, they always had a loudspeaker, and they'd be on the street. We got to go back to that and write your Congress, your council members. You just got to make a loud sound. We got to do that. And I don't want to say it, but we might have to just fight physically. And I'm not talking about us being violent. I'm talking about us reacting to violence. Because we're in war.
And by the way, just to add to your point, the government actually did put drugs in the black community, during the 80s and the 90s. The Clinton crime family, along with the Reagan era, did do that. So just to add to your point, that did happen also.
Thank you. And Clinton added that 3 strikes you're out. I mean, it's all the evidence. I think we should start a case, Black America versus the United States federal government. Really. Just like Plessy versus Ferguson, Brown versus Boyd, Black America versus the federal government. Because that's true what you stated. And that's illegal. And there's documentation to prove the illegal atrocities done to my people.
By the federal government.
That's right.
And honestly speaking, we should have a lot of people on the right and people on that, and they exist, that acknowledge the federal government, whether it goes against black or white people. But you do have a lot of your hypocritical ones that just support everything the police do and their government, like they want less government, want more police. But I'm just saying there are people who would like us, like even during Waco, when it happened in Waco, they sympathized with Rodney King because of what the police government were doing to them during the mid '90s. So.
But then you gotta see, we're not. You're right. And to add to that, we we the African Americans came from slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they allow procreation to create more slaves. you know, so that's how they look at us. And then here's my theory. I think it all means greed. It's all stemmed to money. That's what it's all about. Slavery was about money. So think about it. If you're working and you don't have to pay wages, you're making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Just make a pure profit. Then they free the slaves, quote unquote. Some should tell slavery. Now they lost profit because now they have to pay workers, right? So they started doing indentured service and all that stuff, or the sharecroppers. So they free the slaves. No more slaves working for free. You got to pay people. Your profits cut. So then you have what? You have black people starting their own towns and cities and businesses and communities, and they burn them up. Didn't allow them to do it, right? Then you have the civil rights movement. And they say, oh, we shall overcome and assimilate and all of that. But, and you ain't going to like this, but this is my theory, that they wanted assimilation because they needed the consumership of the descendants of the slaves. Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Huh?
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah. If you lose the free labor, you increase the consumership. And now the way to increase the consumership, get the blacks to support the white businesses. But I don't think Martin Luther King, I want to believe that he was not aware of that. I believe he was a man of God, and he sincerely wanted us to get along. But I think when he began to see, because why would you want to go to a white restaurant and have a sit-in and force them to serve you? I wish I had people forcing and breaking the door down.
Yeah, and then added to that, if you sit in and eat there, that doesn't mean they can't spit or do stuff to your food when you eat it. So I've always wanted that ever since I was 12 years old. 25 now. Go ahead.
Yeah. That doesn't make sense. Why would we force ourselves in restaurants to get spit at, just sit there like a dodo bird, just sit there and let them abuse us because we want their service and their business? Why would we support their business? Why are we being forced to support their business? Why is our people advocating to support their business? The last thing we needed to do was to support their businesses. So that didn't make sense. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then, like you said, darn well, if you go to a restaurant, Chad, and one little thing is if the waiter or waitress has their hand in your food, you're not going to eat it.
Nope.
So why would you go and support the business and they don't want you there? You know they're going to put something in the food.
Something.
Right. But they wanted to increase the consumership. I believe a lot of whites supported King because it kept the blacks kept them docile and ambivalent, and it also kept their money. Okay? Mm-hmm. And then Malcolm said, I'll put down my guns when you put yours down. But I think along the way, they started changing their ideology. And I think Martin started getting like Malcolm, and Malcolm started getting like Martin. Mm-hmm. But they assassinated both of them.
I mean, yeah, we can talk this all day. I mean, we could talk about this all day about what happened and what could have happened, and stories that I can even tell you from my own grandfather and people in their 80s and 90s tell me all the time about they admitted that they admitted that, like, what were we doing or what were they doing or the business that ended. I mean, we could talk all day about this, but I mean, it's 35 minutes past and you want this to be a 30-minute interview. But I mean, I would just say the key thing is to is to basically they as a consumer they should want you to come to them, and it should be from power. Integration should have came from power, in which they should make something marketable for you to come to them. They should have wanted us, not we want them. If you know what I mean.
Thank you. Oh my God, couldn't have said yes. And so what happened to? I'm gonna bring it back to my son. What happened to my son triggered all of this thought, and it just reminded me that it's just history being repeated in another disguise, and it really isn't even disguise. It's just straight up bold. It's just straight up bold. So, Chad, I don't know if you have any suggestions. My son is in jail in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg County Jail. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Jihad, and he doesn't even know why he's there. They got him, and I call it legal kidnapped. Okay, it's really illegal, but legal kidnapped him along with 80 other black men, and I think one female.
Okay.
What should I do?
I would say look at everybody as an individual and see if everybody's innocent. If all of them, or even most of them, or half of them are innocent, try to do the boycotts to whoever supports that prison or who supports the police that did it, and see what can go on from there. That's really about where all I can gather from. But
That's good.
yeah, that's it.
That's good. And it's also, let me just say this, even though it's in the county jail, it's a federal case. So I guess I would have to find out, the FBI came to my mom's house. It's a federal case. So the last thing I want, you're gonna, is let's say 40 of them, they're trying to pin a lot of time on folks with little crime. I wouldn't want them to look at 20 years because they didn't have due process. Can you imagine? Out of 83, 50 gets 20 years for selling weed or something. Can you imagine?
Can't imagine it.
But that's where they're headed. Because if I tell you some things they told my son, oh, you're going to get 20 years. No felonies.
Right.
So I need to find out I got to find out on a federal level as well.
As well.
Locally and federally. And I'll keep you updated. Again, thank you for the platform, and I look forward to giving you an update.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the story. This is the Chad Factor with Miss Christie. We have just did this YouTube video, and I will post this today and share it. Thank you again for being with us, Miss Christie.
Thank you.
This is the Chad Factor out.